Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Leanne Cummings. I'm the owner of Crescendo Music Studios, and I'm here with Jayda. She's one of our students at Crescendo, and we would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the world of recitals at Crescendo Music Studios. It's such an important part of the journey with Crescendo Music Studios. We really love to encourage performing, and we do that through a family-friendly event called Crescendo Recitals. And so today we are here at Trinity Baptist Church. This is where we've actually been running our recitals for a number of years. So we rent this facility for an entire week, and we have our students come and perform here at this facility. This facility is located just off of Highway 21 on Baseline Road in Sherwood Park. So today, Jayda's going to help me, and we're going to give you a tour of the facility and walk you through a typical recital. So welcome, Jayda. It's good to have you here today. Thank you for joining me today. So Jayda, tell us, how long have you been doing lessons with Crescendo Music Studios?
Probably about 7 to 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember a very young Jayda when she began here, and I've just watched her flourish as a musician, as a young woman, and it's such a privilege to have Jayda on our team. So Jayda, before we do our grand tour, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you find, or what you find to be very effective in getting ready for a performance, or in particular a recital?
Yeah, so whenever I can, I listen to the song, like when I'm walking into school and stuff. I also like to break it down a little by like really listening for my instrument and seeing sort of the choices that the artist makes and trying to figure out what choices I want to make with that song.
Good, I like that. So you study artists who have done the song before. That's a great choice. Tell me about your practice routine, especially as you get closer to a performance.
I find it's really important to warm up before you practice every time and, you know, go through the song, and if you mess up, I find that it's really helpful to just go back, and if it's just a simple mistake, you can try to figure out how you can fix it and how you can sort of prevent that. If not, just talk to your teacher the next lesson, or, you know,
work through the troubles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. One of the rules I like to follow with some of my students is the 5-time rule, especially when you're fine-tuning a song. When you have a section that you're struggling with, stop in that section, work through that section 4 or 5 measures at a time, and just make sure that you are confident before you move on to the next section. So bite-sized pieces, breaking your song into bite-sized pieces, but then also some other techniques would be backwards practice, where you start at the end of the song and work your way backwards. These would be some of the tips that we would give you as you're getting ready to perform at recitals. All right, here we find ourselves in the Trinity Baptist Church parking lot. So you have just parked your car, you warmed up on the way here, or before you left home, you warmed up your voices or with your instrument. You've got your guitar tuned, your violin tuned, and you are walking into this beautiful facility. You're dressed for the occasion, you're dressed for the part, and you are ready to join us in this beautiful journey of music. So here we are, we're going to be entering the building. So Jayda's going to give us a little tour of the place. Let's go in. All right, here we go.
So usually right about over here, there will be a place for you to put your food bank donation if you brought one, and the snack that you brought for everyone to sort of share in a little bag.
So what she's referring to is everybody does a food bank donation just as part of your entry fee. There's no other cost at all. We just recommend you bring a food bank donation because we fill, I think, our SUV about 2 or 3 times in the week. So they're always happy to see us. And then also we do snack bags for all the students to take home with them. And that's just another little treasure for them to take home with them. So when you come into the building, you're going to be checking in. So you can kind of describe that process.
So you'll walk up and you'll see probably someone you've seen before. If not, you'll just say your name and then they'll, just check, note that you're here, and then you'll be good to walk in.
Awesome. Couple other things that we might be asking you when we check you in would be, do you have your track with you? That's very important. Make sure you bring any of your backing tracks with you, just because it makes it a little bit difficult with the hundreds of students we see for us to manage those. So just please be sure that you bring your backing tracks with you. We typically have the extra headphone dongles that we need for Samsung or iPhone and whatnot. But if you can just make sure your track is downloaded to your phone and that your password on your phone is turned off, that would be extremely helpful. And then what's going to happen is you're going to bring your phone with your backing track, if that's what you're performing to the sound person at the booth a couple people before your performance. So yes, we check you in. There'll be a table sitting here, and that's where we check you in. You'll see some of our familiar faces, as Jayda said, and then we'll be sending you in. All right, so now we're headed in. Let's do it.
So this is where you'll be performing, and well, let's head over here.
All right, so we're going to the right. So now, typically, the students who are playing drums or even guitar or voice can go either direction, and because you're going to be performing at the center of the stage. So you can kind of go either direction, and that's totally fine. So parents will want to sit sort of in a specific area that really works for videotaping and seeing the student perform. All right, so Jayda will just walk us up to the drum kit there. We'll just show you what that looks like. So our drummers are going to be performing on this amazing drum setup. We've got a little bit of a acoustic setup so that it's not quite so loud. And so yeah, this is the drum kit you'll be performing on. It's all mic'd so that we can balance your sound. And then the other thing that we'll be doing is, if you're playing to a track, we're going to make sure there's a nice loud monitor near this drum kit so that you can hear yourselves very well. All right, so let's head over to the piano now. All right, so this is the piano you'll be playing on, a beautiful grand piano that you get to play on. And so just make sure that when you head over to the piano to play, you adjust your bench, make sure it's comfortable, make sure you have your music with you if you're playing with music, and just give yourself a little bit of time to get set up. There's no rush. All right, so that's how that's.
So the host of the event will introduce you, and then they'll give you a microphone for you to introduce yourself. So what you would normally say is, well, for me, I would say, "Hi, I'm Jayda. I'm going to be playing piano, and this is a song I'm going to be playing by this artist."
Awesome, great. And if you want to add anything creative to your introduction, by all means, go ahead. Maybe something you love about the piece you're performing, or maybe a little bit of history about the piece you're performing. We also welcome you to do that as well. So also, when you head over to that piano, make sure you test the pedal. Make sure, like I said, the bench is in the right spot and that you're just ready to go. So absolutely no rush.
For vocalists, you'll be standing about here because there will be a monitor on each side, and that will sort of give the sound. And when you hold a microphone, you always want to make sure you hold it towards yourself and away from the monitors, because if you point it at the monitors, it's going to have this really loud screeching sound, which isn't fun for us to hear. So usually, to know when you're going to perform, you'll be handed a program at the front door when you check in, and also the host will call you over to the teachers a few minutes before you perform so that you can make sure you're ready, check in with your teacher, make sure that everything's in order. It can also be pretty upsetting to the performer if you're trying to leave right before they perform or while they're performing. If you must leave, wait until the performance is done, but if you can, stay for the entire show, just to show respect to every single performer. One more thing, if you're looking for your teacher, generally they'll be over here on this side of the performing area.
right, now we find ourselves back here, and this is actually where our sound people will be sitting. Look at the state-of-the-art equipment that we get to use. This place has some phenomenal sound, and why it is our first choice for location. The people that we get to work with here at Trinity Baptist are absolutely phenomenal to work with, and we get to use this state-of-the-art facility, and the beautiful sound that we can create here is just phenomenal. So this is where you'll find our sound people. This is where you would bring your tracks, and again, we're going to call you about 2 or 3 people before, but just watch your program for the order that things will be taking place. All right, so we're finished our tour. We have finished our performance, and we're so elated. We're going to hang out here with our teachers and the staff of Crescendo Music Studios, and we're going to just celebrate every single performer, and we like to make a very big deal out of that. Lots of people taking family photos and whatnot, and our teachers will be here to do that as well. Just a few notes. We do schedule everybody the best we can, but we do schedule you in a way that ensures your teacher will be at your recital. We do have about 22 recitals, I think we're at. And so if you can just make the schedule that we give you work, we really would appreciate it. Otherwise, if you call us to change your time, be aware that your teacher might not be at that recital that we're moving you to. So you will want to make sure that you're not duetting with your teacher before you make that move, and then just double checking with your teacher before you make any schedule requests. But we prefer you just to stay in the schedule we give you, because it is a very well laid out schedule that gives everybody an opportunity to shine, and it also makes for a very diverse concert. So we really do a lot of work on that. So the more you can just stay in the schedule we give you, we would appreciate that. Anyway, I hope this gives you a really good orientation of your recital moments, and we are just thrilled to have you performing, and we're so excited to see all of you in this beautiful facility as we celebrate you and we celebrate this season in music.